So it's been almost a whole month since I've been getting started in calisthenics. And honestly, I would like to say that calisthenics is a different ball game in and of itself when it comes to how to master your strength and how to master your endurance. If there's one thing I realized from, don't get me wrong, like I still lift weights, but now I just lift weights for either my legs or just, I don't know, like that, like squats. But when it comes to like overall upper body and overall strength as a whole, I either just do calisthenics or just straight pull-ups. And it really taught me that this is just my genuine opinion. People can have a different opinion, but this is just my genuine opinion. I think when it comes to straight aesthetics and when it comes to straight overall mobility, calisthenics is the way to go. Because for years now, I've been just lifting weights, lifting heavy, and I just realized that I've been building strength, but I didn't really build any real, other than like a few pounds of muscle, which I could honestly say that I built. Other than that, I can't even say that I built anything that's long lasting, if that makes any sense. But I feel like with calisthenics, it's like I learned how to do a muscle up. I'm learning how to do a handstand. I'm learning all these different techniques that kind of encourage you to like use every single part of your body parts. Even now, as I'm doing calisthenics, I'm realizing that your wrists are probably one of the most important parts when it comes to lifting anything. And the truth of the matter is, it's like weightlifting is informative. Don't get me wrong. I really do think that if you do begin in the gym, you should start lifting weights because that's where everyone starts. But I think in terms of sheer mobility, if you're truly trying to understand how your body moves, if you truly trying to understand how your body like is agile, calisthenics is the way to go because it's going to teach you things that you probably never even learned about yourself. And even I learned this. I even learned that while I was trying to learn the handstand, I realized like, okay, like no wonder why my mother called me clumsy all these years. It's because I'm genuinely just an unbalanced person. And it's teaching me how to like do things with a more sense of like, I wouldn't say mobility, but I'll say in terms of balance. It's teaching me how to do things in a more sensible way of balance. And I would honestly say that this is actually something, even I'll even say another thing too. I even realized that my strength when it comes to calisthenics, it kind of translates even more into weightlifting. It's kind of weird because I feel like strength in weightlifting doesn't really translate into calisthenics, but for calisthenics, it kind of translates into like even more strength in weightlifting because now it's kind of just like I could lift like 80, 90 pound dumbbells with no problem. And I really, I really want to make this video because this is just my personal experience with calisthenics. I can't speak for everyone out there. I think everyone out there has like their own individual experience with what they do. But I honestly say that if you're someone that's kind of thinking like, okay, like where do I start? Do I start with weightlifting, calisthenics? I think this all depends on what are you trying to achieve. Me personally, I never really wanted to achieve the big muscular muscles everywhere. Look, I never truly desired to achieve that look. What I tried to achieve was like that nice aesthetic, lean cut look. You know what I'm trying to say? And I feel like if everyone kind of understands, like, okay, like, what is my goals? You're going to understand, like, okay, how do I attack that in the gym? Because I genuinely feel like if you're just trying to like be big and have the most kind of muscle, calisthenics is not the way to go. It's really not because I'll say in terms of sheer muscle, I'll say progressive overload is the way to go when it comes to weightlifting. So it really does depend on you. And I also want to say that like this is just my own personal experience, you know? I genuinely don't want to sit here and act like, oh yeah, calisthenics is better than weightlifting. I'm just telling you where I'm at in my life. In my life now, I feel like okay, like calisthenics is the better form of mobility for me, more like better form of exercise for me because it's like I'm always traveling, I'm always moving around, and I realize that this is just one of those movements that allows me to just work out anywhere. It allows me to have more flexibility, have more mobility, focus on body parts that I knew I didn't have before, and it's really just teaching me that okay, like you don't necessarily always have to do the same things when it comes to what people tell you to do. It really just comes down what could sustain you for a longer period of time in the gym. For me personally, I got tired to a point of weightlifting to a point where it's like I didn't want to lift the weights no more. But now I'm just seeing that like okay, like calisthenics is a better form of exercise for me because it keeps me engaged in just the gym itself. But let me hear y'all experience. Do y'all prefer calisthenics? Do y'all prefer weightlifting? What do y'all think? Do y'all think y'all should do a combination of both? Let me hear y'all thoughts. I'm gonna see y'all. I'm gonna talk to y'all later.